Steve buying the props a few beers tonight?
Yeah, well, I think they'll buy themselves one. Yeah, no, it's something. Yeah, I think the tight five pack, I thought were pretty outstanding tonight in around, in particular the scrum, built a lot of pressure on Northampton and finally told and got a bonus point win, so it's really pleasing.
Alan, your thoughts on your pack dominance and the scrums in particular?
Yeah, I think it's probably something we've been criticised over the past 18 months, and rightly so. We've been critical of ourselves in that area as well. It's been a work on. I think the last couple of games we've seen more consistency. You know, we've played in games where we've had the odd one, we've been dominant, probably taken our foot off the gas. But no, it's pleasing that we kept going through our process and were able to keep applying that set piece.
And how much has it meant to you as a team to pull off 2 bonus point wins in rather different ways over a fortnight?
Yeah, I think you know, all credit to Northampton. We know where they aren't, but also we know where we aren't at the minute, because obviously our form in the Pro 14 unfortunately speaks for itself. But you know, we had to back up the performance again, like you say, in 2 different ways. The way they came out, particularly probably second half, pressured us, 3 errors. You know, led to a try, but then, you know, to come through that and keep assisting was pretty pleasing.
Steve, was that, as coaches go, a relatively straightforward victory, apart from that one little spell early in the second half, maybe?
Yeah, I think it wasn't pretty, and probably when you bring the emotion and the intensity you brought up in Franklin's Gardens last weekend to back it up, we spoke in the week of how Northampton, history will tell you, they've reacted really well with Leinster and Ulster going away and winning, so I think our boys battled, kept going, and field position, kicked our goals, and then we spoke about all week as the game may not break up and they may not get what we want till maybe the 70th minute, 60th minute, but in fairness the group really dug deep and put another physical performance in. I thought D again, when we turned the ball over, if we lost the line out, it complemented losing it by backing up in D, and I thought there weren't too many places for Northampton to go.
What's it mean to you to have got back into second place in the group, and your thoughts on the Clermont's narrow win over Saracens?
Yeah, it's huge for us to still be in the fight, and like you look when the group is announced, you look at the teams in there, no one give you any sort of hope or chance, but in fairness the boys backing up 10 points in the middle period. I think probably disappointed not to get a win against Clermont, but playing really well. 2 points in Saracens keeps us alive, and fingers crossed when you play Saracens here we can really put on a show.
Yeah, because you've got the chance then of eliminating them from the equation, haven't you, if you win that one?
Yeah, they're a pretty decent team, and I think they react pretty well, even though they're going through, all teams go through in different runs. But you shown today, I think they were leading for a period of time, but you got no doubt there that one of the toughest teams. You don't go unbeaten in Europe for 2 years without being a tough team, and it's something hopefully we can carry on momentum, build on performances throughout Christmas, and then hopefully when Saracens come here we'll be ready to go.
And Alan, between now and the next round of Europe, you've got 3 matches against the other Welsh sides. How do you need to develop your game and get through that tough Christmas period, do you think?
I think it's always a tough time of year because all the distractions around, obviously Christmas. But the consistency is the thing now. We've probably hit a little bit of form in the last 2 games. To maintain that with a long turnaround now is going to be difficult. But you know, the guys have put graft in the last month or so to get to where we are, and we've got to maintain that by staying focused over the Christmas period, like you say.
Steve, do you feel you've turned the corner?
Turned the corner. I think the boys have been great as they come back. I think we've put performances in. Like, it was pretty poor against Edinburgh and Glasgow, which was really disappointing for us, coming off the back of 2 real good performances in Europe, beating the Dragons at home. I think it's a fine line, confidence in our own resilience, but I thought the senior guys that have come back in have really stepped up the fore. I think led a charge. I think we've been at our physical best, probably against Glasgow. I thought we were a little bit off it in pressuring teams, but I think at the minute there's every moment about us we're trying to pressure teams with or without the ball, which is really pleasing. I think, like I said, a lot of the senior guys have got to take a lot of credit for that and how they've come back in and delivered that aspect. And then I thought the young halfbacks have led the team really well over the last 2 weeks. They're driving the week, and having a scrum like you do in around these last 2 games as well, you're able to build pressure, whereas probably through the games after Europe, I didn't think we could complement it. We'd turn over a line out, it'd end up in a try, or we didn't have a little resilience, confidence, whatever it is. But I feel at the minute we've got a fair bit of resilience and confidence slowly starting to come back in.
And how do you feel Bradley's playing? Do you feel he's playing well enough to get back in the Wales mix?
Yeah, I think it's probably the best he's played. I think you look at Scott Baldwin, I think over the last 2 games has been outstanding. I think there's a couple of boys who really stepped up. Bradley, off the field work has been unbelievable. The detail, and not having him here through the autumn, you see more and more detail. But I definitely think his last couple of performances have been the best in Osprey shirt.
Steve, that's the first time the Ospreys have won back-to-back games in Europe since 2009-2010. What do you think that says about the current crop you've got?
They're pretty resilient. They don't fear going up against anything. I thought the intensity that last week in particular, I think said where Osprey is, and I think going to Franklin's Gardens, yeah, they're in a bit of a hole as well. But going up, I watched them the week before against Newcastle. Newcastle got plenty of firepower. They're beating Leicester there, so it's something I think. But you can't speak highly enough of the group. They know they went to bar up, and in fairness, I think that the senior guys, the Ospreys, the skipper, Dan Lydiat, these boys, Nicky Smith, how he come back from camp, even young Owen Watkin come back from camp and realising we needed to put performances. You can't speak highly enough of the group.
You've been involved with the region for quite a long time, but what do you think has changed this season for you to be able to get, especially in Europe, to be able to get these 2 wins against the English side?
Don't know, I wouldn't mind a couple of wins in the league as well, if I'm honest. It's something, but I think it's probably when everyone writes you off in Europe and the boys, they go, I have no fear. I think the way we went and attacked Saracens and trying to score tries, it's probably when everyone writes you off, you can go with a little bit more freedom. Now there's probably a little bit more pressure coming on us, whereas if we beat Saracens, you could knock them out, and it's just how we sort of keep our calm and control under that kind of pressure. But this is the type of things for our young guys, for our experienced guys to learn and enjoy those moments. Bringing Saracens here, game 5 in Europe, knowing the fact that we've still got a chance to get to a quarter final, says everything about this playing group, in fairness.
And how does the fact that you've got 10 points, you've successfully playing the ball wide open, how does that change your mentality going into the Christmas derbies?
I think it's just confidence. I think it's just importance of backing up. You can see the boys are really focused, and I think they're enjoying themselves as well. Even when it was pretty dark after Edinburgh and Glasgow, there's still a real tight-knit group, and you can see that they're together, they enjoy themselves in around some off-the-field stuff as well. So I got no doubt the next couple of days that they'll enjoy themselves, rest up, but there's a real focus, and there's no better place than going to the champions on Boxing Day and hopefully putting in a performance.
Ben John, was that injury came off with?
Yeah, his shoulder. Yeah, I thought Ben was playing pretty well. How he's come back from his head injury. He had something different. I thought how he barred up. Good news, we've got Hano back available next week, which is pleasing. And touch wood, we haven't picked up too many bumps for once in a long time.
Yeah, any other injuries?
No, apart from Ben, I'm hoping it's a clean bill of health for the first time in a long time. Something like someone will fall down the stairs or something now on the way down from food.
How much of an ambition is it for you to do well in Europe?
I probably wouldn't have stayed as long as I have had an ambition to do well in Europe. Yeah, but it's funny, we've beaten Clermont at home before in years gone by, and we've gone out there and pushed them close. Whenever decisions that have gone against us, we got 4 tries out there, and it's funny, we've actually been closer than probably we've been perceived, and like when Steve alluded to that, when the pools come out, we're always in a pool of death. I can't remember a year we haven't been in a pool of death, to be honest with you. Irrelevant to whether we've got an Italian team there or not, and we've sort of got used to that, but we've got an opportunity now, and that's all it is. Nothing's written in stone, and knowing some of the players that are in that Saracens team, they're going to be wanting to turn around this pool in the next one, so or this round of fixtures in the next round. So we can't get ahead of ourselves, but there's no reason we can't be positive going into that final round of stages, like I say.